God, we made it. But where's Dr. Kleiner? Dr. Kleiner, let us out!
Alex? Gordon? My God, how did you get here?
I'm Jay Stelly. I'm the project lead for Half-Life 2, and right now I'm working on Half-Life 2 for the Xbox. Moving Half-Life 2 onto the Xbox has been pretty challenging, but it's also been pretty valuable for Half-Life 2 and the Source engine. We really set out to move not just Half-Life 2, it's not just a port of Half-Life 2 to the Xbox. We're moving the Source engine onto consoles, and Half-Life 2 is the first step. So one of the great things that's happened is the Xbox is forcing us to look at a bunch of things that maybe we didn't have to look as hard at on the PC, because there are more constraints there, especially with the CPU and memory. So the end result is that the Source engine is getting better. It's using less CPU, using less memory, being more aggressive about streaming. So that's one of the main things technology-wise we've done on the Xbox, is really think about how we can use streaming to fit in smaller memory footprints and have a more predictable use of memory. So that's been a big improvement in the engine as we moved over to the Xbox, is that lots of the subsystems now are streaming their data in instead of loading it all up at the start of the level. We're as you need it, we'll stream it in and only have the bare working set in memory at once. And the great thing on the Xbox is that you've got the unified memory architecture, and everybody has the same hardware, so we can stream things just in time, right into memory, and use them immediately without going through any driver to change, to upload a texture or anything like that. We've gone back and looked at our lighting model since we've been looking at rendering again on the Xbox, and we've been doing some work with high dynamic range lighting. And it turns out that we can get a version of that working on the Xbox. So we're going to have some of that technology in the Xbox from the start. And we also looked at our specular lighting in the game, where we pre-build cube maps for all the levels to do real-time bumped environment map lighting on lots of the surfaces in Half-Life 2. And on the Xbox, we've gone back and looked at that and improved the quality of those, adding some processing to more accurately model different kinds of surfaces there. I think are going to improve the visual quality for the Xbox version. I thought the move to the controller was going to be pretty difficult, given that I'm pretty used to mouse and keyboard myself. But a couple of things actually turn out to be better, especially the vehicle controls. Going on the keyboard, you have a digital input, to the vehicles, and steering is just left, right, and throttle is just forward and backward. And on the Xbox, moving to the analog sticks for that gives you a lot more control, and the vehicle instantly felt more responsive. So that was one of the kind of surprising things there. And we've streamlined a few of the controls there on the Xbox because you have analog inputs.
Oh, I thought you were a cop.
He's one of us.
Look at him down there.
I told you they'd be coming for us next.
Just this once, I hope you're wrong.
The game is running well. The Xbox is a really powerful console, so we're getting the whole game into the Xbox. So Half-Life 2 happens after Half-Life, but you really don't have to have played Half-Life to play Half-Life 2. I mean, there are some characters that'll be familiar to you if you played the first game, but really even people who played Half-Life are going to be a little bit unsure of what's going on at the beginning, and that's part of the game, is figuring that out for yourself. And you step into Gordon Freeman's shoes right at the beginning, and you kind of get a sense of what's going on and what the story is, and who are your friends and who aren't as you play the game. So it's really designed to kind of have the player figure it out. It's not like you have to remember something you played in the first game. And that's kind of part of the fun, is figuring out the story and what's going on in the world. We give you clues, we give you a lot of information, but it's not being spoon-fed to you. We want you to experience it and put together your own conclusions as you play. You're put into a challenging situation, and there are people there who help you, and it's a big adventure. But yeah, it's something you kind of have to experience for yourself, and everybody gets kind of a slightly different take on it because of the way the story's told. And I think it's one of the great things about it.
how it always starts. First the building, then the whole block. They have no reason to come to our place. Don't worry, they'll find one.
We really wanted to get Half-Life 2 out on the Xbox as soon as possible. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people with Xboxes see the PC version out and they really want to play it now. So having multiplayer is going to make the game take longer to get to the shelves, and that's kind of the main reason we're not doing multiplayer. The other thing is the big multiplayer component of Half-Life 2 is Counter-Strike Source, and Counter-Strike on the Xbox is pretty close to that experience already, and I think people are already playing that on the Xbox, and we're not really bringing them something brand new there in the multiplayer space. So I think getting the single-player game out as soon as possible is what people really want. Even though we're kind of just talking about it now, we've always intended to have Half-Life 2 on the Xbox, and we started work on it. So it's been in development simultaneous with the PC version. So it's not like we're just deciding now to bring it out to the Xbox and just starting work on it. We've been working on it for quite a while. On the PC, we really try to load up everything you're going to need for a level and then play the level. And on the Xbox, we're really asynchronously, like in the background, streaming the stuff you're about to need, and just keeping as tight a set of that in memory as we can. So we're constantly loading on the Xbox in the background. So we've gone back through and optimized all kinds of different code. Just rethink how we store stuff and whether we need copies of this here or there. The game's going to run at 640. It supports anamorphic widescreen as well. The frame rate, obviously, the Half-Life 2 is like variable in the amount of complexity that we have on the screen. So it's not going to be it's not a constant frame rate because some sections of the game are more demanding than others. But I think a lot of the game will be around 30 frames a second. The sound hardware on the Xbox is really good. So we're going to use the native audio compression that's on the Xbox for some of the data, and we're going to stream music off of the DVD instead of playing MP3 files. So should get a little bit higher quality on the music, and everything else, all the features we have on the Xbox 5.1, all the sounds, everything there. Yeah, Half-Life 2 is due out later this summer on the Xbox. It's going to be a really great experience to go in and experience the story and the characters, as well as play with all the physics stuff in the game, drive the vehicles, throw the paint cans at the zombies. It's really a great, it's really a great fun experience.
Hey, you! In here! Head for the roof! There's no time to lose!